Get connected with Take Two Radio Music on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio Music, or for email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit TakeTwoRadioMusic.com.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio Music. I'm Pam, your host, and happy Wednesday, one and all. Half the work week is over with, so it's time to rejoice. And I'm still laughing at Automated Man giving out my information. I think it's going to take me some time, and I hope you guys laugh when you hear him talk, too, because I don't want to annoy you with it. But I think you'll have more fun listening to my guest because he is on the line waiting to speak with me, and I want to welcome UK singer-songwriter Luke Potter. Welcome, Luke.
Hello, Pam. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm really great, actually. I feel great.
Good. And it's evening over there, so good evening to you.
Good evening. Yeah, well, it's afternoon for you right now, yeah?
Yeah. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Chicago, so, and I know it's 8
cool.
p.m. there
Chicago.
by you.
I was just there. Beautiful place.
You know, I had no idea that you were coming to Chicago. I don't know how I missed that because I did see, a couple of places that you were going. I think Florida was one of them. And somehow or another, I missed that you came to Chicago because I totally would have been there.
Oh, well, I mean, we kind of had to, we stopped off there for a drink. And just sort of, because we were driving very long hours, I think it was just a stop-off point. So unfortunately, we were only there for a couple hours, but we got to walk around and see everything, and it was just amazing. It was one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been in.
Oh, well, thank you.
And
I'm ready to move. I'm ready to move from here. So.
Oh, really?
Well, I was born here, and I hate the winters with a passion. So. I want to eventually move somewhere where it's warm all year long, or not so cold and have so much snow. I haven't quite figured out yet. Yeah, it is. It is definitely.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, I know you guys got it pretty bad in England last year, last winter, because I have
it didn't snow,
a friend there.
It was just a lot of rain, and it was just overwhelming. It's just a lot of rain.
Yeah, a lot of places got flooded in that, so I guess we all have to deal with some kind of weather.
I'm only down the road from where all that happened, but it doesn't seem to really hit where I'm from as bad, so I'm lucky.
Well, maybe you're in the magic spot.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and get started with the questions, and although you're not that old, I'd like to go back a little bit and have you tell us when you started singing and maybe became interested in being in music.
Of course. Well, I mean, my dad was in a band. I mean, I've been around music forever. Like I'm sure most people will think, I've been around music. But I mean, I've been around it since I was born. It was literally everywhere. Like it was never really quiet. So long drives with my dad and just listening to the Beatles, and I never really took it seriously until I was about 17. And when you're in college and you're just sort of supposed to be doing your work, and instead you're writing lyrics. That's when you want to be a writer, and that's when I picked up a guitar and started writing songs.
So did you teach yourself the guitar too at that time, or did you take any lessons?
I did take lessons for a couple of months just to sort of get the basics. And then I sort of thought, I kind of know as much as I think that could get me started. And I just, from what I knew, I started writing my own songs, and then the more I started playing, the more chords I learned, and I'm still learning. I've been practicing today, so it's just about playing every single day and just making yourself better.
And that's with just about anything that you learn how to do. There's always more to learn. It just seems like a never-ending thing. And that's good because it keeps your mind going and you learn new stuff and you're able to put new things out there. So that's a plus for everybody. Now, what was the first song you ever wrote? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was a song about my first girlfriend, and it was a really cheesy love song. But, it was called "Streets of New York," which went on my first EP, Just Pieces of Me. But I feel I've come on quite a long way since then.
Wow. You know what? There's not many. Actually, I think you're probably the first person I've spoken with that actually put their very first song on an EP. Because mainly,
because my dad was in a band, and he's great friends with someone who owns a studio where I live. So I got very lucky. So I sort of just started writing, and my dad thought, oh well, let's not waste any time. Let's get him working in the studio and get him learning, And at that time, I was spending hours and hours in the studio just, singing the same line a million times and just learning how I sounded and what I could do to make myself better. So I've been lucky.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, even with people that, singers, songwriters and that, and bands out there that have parents or some family member or a good friend that has a studio, they don't normally get to do what you did. So that's awesome for you.
I definitely, at the time it was just a very fun experience for me, but looking back on it now, not only was it fun, but it was really probably the biggest part of learning that I've done in the music industry was right where it all began. That's where you get cut out and you know your limits, or what you can do and what you can't do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, you're probably a pro by now, huh?
No, very far from a pro, but I think I'm getting better, so it's good.
Yeah. I have no complaints with your music, so I love it.
Thank you.
And was your dad in a band? Did he? Yeah,
going back in the day, he was in a few bands. He wrote songs. He was in a duo, and also I think he was in a 4-piece band that had quite a bit of success actually. He signed with actually Simon Cowell before
really?
before he took off. I've heard stories and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Wow. That's so interesting, and you don't think of him as Simon Cowell doing, music before he's doing what he's doing now, because that's all you see is him on these different shows, critiquing other musicians, and it's funny to hear that. But yeah, I guess he had to have sung sometime or another in his life. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, what's also very funny about it is that my dad, whilst he was quite successful when he was writing music, I didn't want to write music. I actually, for a long time, it was one of those things, I think I said to you last time, Pam, that my dad was a musician and I kind of wanted to do something else, because, I was just the stroppy teenager that didn't want to do what his dad wanted to do. So when I did pick up a guitar, I think it came as a shock to both of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you went that way.
It was quite funny when I started writing, because it was something that I never imagined myself doing.
Right. Now, I would imagine your dad's a huge inspiration in music for you, but who else is?
Oh wow. It's actually hard to pinpoint certain artists. When I first started writing, the biggest thing for me was I listened to the Goo Goo Dolls, and I've always been a lyric person, of someone who really appreciates lyrics. And I remember just listening to Iris for the first time and just thinking, that's what I want to do. And since then, I've sort of taken a more poppy route. I listen to every single type of music that's out there and just try and incorporate it into what I do.
Do you find yourself listening to more of the pop music or any type of music from the U.S. than from the U.K.? Because I know they're pretty different in ways.
Yeah, I'm really, really influenced by American music. My producer, Blue, I'm like his biggest fan. I think he writes amazing songs, and I hope one day I can be, like producing and writing and just doing everything that he's doing, really, because he's my real big inspiration to where I sort of want to be. I want to be like, how he is and his work ethic.
Right. Yeah, I sometimes think I should have been born in England because I follow those bands. There's a cool band that just came out of England recently called the 1975. I don't know if you've heard of them. Oh, yeah.
And I
actually played some of their music. Them. Yeah, I do
love them.
too.
I think they're very different and they're so new, and it's just great. It's just really great.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I've played some of their music on my show on Music Mondays, so yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's just so quirky, isn't it? It's like pop music with a twist.
Right. Yeah, and these days, even though there are genres out there with pop, rock, alternative, classical, whatever, there's so many crossovers, so you can't really put yourself into one genre, because if it's pop, sometimes it has rock in it, even country has rock and that. So there's a lot of crossovers, and I think that's fantastic because so many more people get to hear your music then, and you get more fans. I mean, what more can you ask for, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's all about the fans.
Now, when you do go on tour or play a gig, is it just yourself with the guitar, or do you ever have any people backing you up?
Actually, when I was on tour in America, I actually had someone called Ben who actually, we are great friends now. We met and we rehearsed for a week, and then we went out on tour, and he's a percussionist. But up until then, it's been very much just me. So, yeah, usually I'm just acoustic. I go out and I plug myself in and I play. But this time I think I'm slowly trying to grow my sound, because I have a very full production style with my music, which is quite hard to deliver with an acoustic guitar sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. But I absolutely love acoustic live gigs or concerts, because to me that shows the true talent of the person that's up there singing, because there's not a lot of, like fine-tuning or other music in the background drowning you out, or, you know what I mean? The auto-tune.
You can hear it
like
properly. And
right.
Yeah, I know what you mean completely.
Yeah, I like that better. Do you remember your first gig and what it was like for you to be on stage? Was there any stage fright, or was it just natural for you to go on that?
I remember very clearly my first, I say gig. It was one of those things. It was a social club where I live, and it was where all the kids and all the teenagers would go and hang out after school. And this is back when I was about 17, and I went and played, and I just remember shaking. Shaking, like, so much. And now, like, I go out and I don't shake at all. I feel butterflies in my stomach every single time I go out on stage, but I remember shaking, and it was very scary. Yeah,
well, I would imagine, too, at 17 and being in school and doing a gig, that a lot of your friends were there, too, so that had to be somewhat, scary to have your friends sitting there in the audience.
Yeah, definitely.
You would think that having your friends there would make you calmer, but to me, I think it would be scarier, because then they're the ones that you have to see every day, and they can say, oh, that chord you missed?
Yeah, well, it's funny because my parents have been always really supportive of what I do, and they'll be like, oh, Luke, can you sing us some songs? And they'll come in and I'll plug myself into the PA. And, I get more nervous performing to my parents and my close friends than I do to a room full of people that I'll probably, I haven't seen or met before.
Right. Well, your parents and your friends are going to tell you the truth, good or bad.
Yeah. Yes, they will.
Now, how do you get ready for a tour? Even though it was, a mini tour, how do you get ready for that? Physically, emotionally, mentally?
I was over in Orlando. It was definitely a new experience for me because, I've done school tours before, but they're only, sort of like 3-song slots where you go and play your songs, and you hope people are going to receive you well and stuff when they're in school. But this one was a different sort of vibe. I spent the week in Orlando, waking up, going to the gym, getting myself healthy, eating all the right foods, and singing and practicing and trying to keep in time. And it's just a lot of trying to get the kinks out, and you get there eventually. But you go through your stages where you're like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after the gig, you go and you have a cheeseburger, right?
Exactly, yeah. Oh, there were times because I'm really, really conscious when it comes to I say I'm conscious about what I eat, but I'm conscious about what I eat if I know I have to sing, because if I eat cheese or something, it really makes me phlegmy and I just feel horrible. So there were times where I would starve myself in the day and just have to eat a massive meal after I've sung.
Oh my gosh! And I would imagine it's hard to keep
after the show.
Yeah, I would imagine that it's hard to keep weight on if you constantly are gigging and running across the stage and singing. So you need to keep yourself fueled by eating, even something healthy. You can't starve yourself.
Look at Mick Jagger. He's all over the stage, isn't he?
Yeah. We don't want you passing out. Now, I noticed on your Facebook that you said you weren't a good flyer, and I'm with you on that 100%. I hate flying with a passion, although I do it. So how do you get through such a long flight from the UK over here?
Do you know what? Obviously, it's hard to sort of talk about things like that because for me, it is probably the scariest thing in the world for me. But if I don't do it, then I know that I'm going to regret not doing it. And, you have to just go and do things. You can't let fear just stop you from living your life, Right. I can't not have a music career because I'm scared to fly. I just have to go out and do it and take the good with the bad and know that, do you know what, I might have 9 hours on a plane, but this 9 hours on a plane is going to do me a world of good when I land, And you spend so much time just being on the plane. I know I do because I'm a nervous flyer, but I get off and I think, well, why was I so worried? I just spent 9 hours just really scared, and now I get off and I'm happy,
Yeah.
So you got to take it with a pinch of salt, I guess,
Yeah, and that's I think easier for you to do because you have to do it. But with me, when I get on a flight, it's just to go somewhere fun or visit a relative, so I don't get to do it very often. But when I land somewhere, I'm the type of person that wants to, kneel on the ground and kiss it and say, thank you, God, for help.
I bet, yeah. I mean, it's not easy, is it? It's, I think for most people who are scared of flying, I think it comes down to that lack of self-control.
Right, that's exactly it.
Putting your life into the hands of someone else is a scary thing to do.
That's exactly it. And you learned that a lot younger than I did because it took me many, many, many years to figure that out because one time we were on a train after a flight, and I thought, well, it's not going to be bad on a train. It's going to be nice. It's going to take 3 days to get back to Chicago from Vegas, and I thought we'll just enjoy the sights and everything. But I'll tell you what, I had that same feeling, and that's when it just dawned on me, oh, my gosh, it's because I'm not in control. And that's why when I'm having to go out somewhere in a car, I'm the one that wants to drive. I don't want anybody else to drive me. So, that's exactly what it is.
I guess, you just got to carry on and do what you got to do, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was, I'm just trying my best right now in this with music, and I'm really hoping, that I feel confident about my music at the moment. So if things really did take off, then, I'd probably be flying a lot more than I am. So I've got to sort of prepare myself for that.
You definitely do. You definitely do. Now, when you do perform live, which song is your favorite to perform?
I think it's probably got to be my song "It's Okay to Dream," because it's just one of those songs that you can feel the crowd are happy, like when you're playing it. It's got a cool message, and because I was playing to kids and stuff, I spent the day handing out wristbands that telling the kids about what they want, asking the kids what they want to do with their life and what they want to do. So when you say, oh, I'm going to play this next song and it's about dreaming and stuff, you can kind of feel people want to get behind that, and they want to dream and they want to do what they want to do.
Yeah, I love that song and the message that you put out with it. And, of course, the video is beyond awesome. You got your fans to be in it by sending you pics of them with signs saying it's okay to dream. Well, how did you come up with that idea, and did you write the storyboard for the video?
I think it was just sort of we were just trying to make it a bit different because, with what I've been doing, I've sort of released a lot of sort of performance videos, and I sort of wanted to make the next one just a little different. And because it's about dreaming and it's about following your dreams, I wanted the people who follow me to feel like, they're involved, and they are involved because, without them, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So I guess I just wanted people to be involved, and it worked out really well. I got so many photos in. I was just so excited about it.
Well, you know what? It makes a big difference to a fan to be involved in some type of way, and especially in a video, because they know that, their family and their friends are going to see it. But they are fans of you, which means they love you, and they're willing to do just about anything to help you out or to see you or to be involved. And that's giving back so much to them, what you did there. And I'm sure they appreciate that, and they will be fans for life.
I hope so. I have some really, really great followers, and I love them to death. I actually try and talk to as much of them as possible. But, it's tough sometimes, recording and flying, and, it's hard to sometimes reply, but I always try to reply to as many people as possible.
Yes, and that's another good thing, too, because sometimes, the bands just put out tweets or Facebook posts that are about their music, but they don't interact, and they're losing so much with not interacting with their fans. They don't understand how important that is. Even if it's just for 15 minutes a day, just say hello, thanks for following, thanks for liking my music, how are you, something. And it will make a world of difference.
Yeah, completely. I definitely agree
now,
with you.
I was thinking, looking at Music Week selected you as one of their 10 favorite new talents of 2011, and here it is 2014, so they have to be even more proud of you. What was it like hearing that and getting such a fantastic acknowledgement from the music industry?
It's just, it's amazing. Any time that I get great criticism, if I get great comments about my music and people saying that they really like what I'm doing, I literally, writing music is everything to me. So when people tell me that, I'm doing good, and it just, I can't tell you how much it means, just hearing that, and just, having that, being named one of, that was great, it's brilliant. I can't explain how good it makes you feel,
Yeah.
It makes you feel, perfect, everything that you're doing, and I do music because I want to share it. So when it's noticed, it's like, thank you.
Right, exactly. It's that jump up and down moment saying, yay, they like me.
Yeah. I mean, as an artist, I've got so many friends that write music, and we're fragile creatures.
Yes.
Being a writer and stuff is a roller coaster ride, like sometimes you wake up and you think, can I do this? And then some days you wake up and you're like, yeah, I can do this.
Right.
It's a roller coaster ride.
Definitely. Well, you're definitely on the up part. I don't see you going down at all. So
thank you.
You're going to be stuck up there at the top of that roller coaster.
Let's hope so.
Now, you've worked with some well-known producers like Steve Power, Eric Rossi, and Ken Calais. These guys have worked with such artists as McFly, Tori Amos, Fleetwood Mac, and Callie Clay, and others. What was it like working with them, and what did you learn from that? Is it any different than from working with, say, Greg?
I think you learn a lot on the way, I think for me personally, what I have learned every single time is that I have gone in very nervous, well, not nervous, excited almost, with a little bit of a nervous edge, thinking I want to perform the best I can in front of these people. And I've come out just feeling more confident about myself, and I think that's what I've learned the most, and what's amazing about it is that these people are so kind, and they've helped me, and they've noticed me, which is almost, good enough for me, I'm happy that they could give me the encouragement to say, carry on, Luke, because you're doing well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. Yeah. Do you ever see yourself getting, being a producer for your own music, or are you just going to leave it to them and keep doing what you're doing?
I'll be completely honest and say I'm sort of in the storm, sort of trying to learn how to produce. But I mean, I really with my attention, I'm really bad with that. I mean, I really, really love just being a songwriter, and I think if, the more, I'll try really hard to sort of learn how to produce and stuff, but that's kind of secondary for me at the moment.
Right. I know that, but I thought maybe
fun,
eventually.
Doing little demos in your bedroom and seeing what people think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
The only reason I ask is because, there's a lot of bands and singers that do that eventually, and they've even started their own record labels because it's not so easy these days to get onto a big label.
Does all his stuff in his room, his bedroom, from his home studio, and he sounds brilliant, so he's obviously worked very hard to get where he is.
Yeah, and having the right equipment and the knowledge to do the stuff, that makes it a whole lot better, because anybody can put a studio into their bedroom, but it's not always going to come out good if you don't know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of time, and it's working out to fine kinks.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, what do you want your fans to take away from your music?
I just want them to find something in the song that they can relate to, that they can say, yeah, do you know what, I've been through that, or yeah, I know someone who's been through that, or just take something from it and learn something, or not even if they don't learn something from it, but I just want them to enjoy it, really. I want them to feel good, or to say, yeah, that's something I can really relate to.
Yeah, and I think that with your music, they can relate to it in some way, somehow. It may not be the same situation that you intended it to be, but it could work in a different way. And I think that's how, somebody becomes a fan of someone's music, is because we listen to the beat first, and then we listen to the lyrics, and we put it all together. And if it works, well, then that's it. It's a success.
Yeah, that's it. Completely.
Now, what's next for you? Are you working on anything new, or setting up any new gigs or anything like that?
I've been in LA. I've been recording, and sort of I'm hoping to sort of release an EP / album in the next couple of months, which I'm
Wonderful.
really excited about. So I'm sort of working with my managers at the moment to sort of figure out how I can finish some of these songs, because I've been in LA and I've been in Sweden and in Canada, and I've just sort of been trying to, it's about finishing them now and finding the right sound and saying, okay, that's what I'm going to go with.
Did you go to Sweden and Canada to record too, or you just went
actually,
there?
It was my first real experience of really co-writing, which I absolutely was terrified of. But when I did it, I loved it. Having someone else in the room that has your best interest, and it's just about writing a song together. And what I found with most of the people that I worked with is that they were actually producers. So we would write the song, and there was some, and then we produced it. And there were some cases where I would walk into the studio and we would record a song, and we'd write and record a song in like 3 hours, and I'd be done.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's pretty wild how talented these people are.
Yeah, definitely. And you're so lucky to be working with them and getting your music out there. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, have you played in any other countries besides the UK and America?
No, I haven't actually. I think. Wait, hold on. I'm just trying to think. Does karaoke count?
No.
No, I don't think I have. No, I haven't actually. No. Just
well, if you could play anywhere in the world, where would you choose to go first?
That's a really good. Do you know what? I really just love America. I think that's where I feel most comfortable with my music, and I feel my music is America friendly, and I just kind of feel that that's where my sound fits best, I guess.
Well, we have no problem with that. You just keep coming here. And next time you come to Chicago, make sure it's for a gig and let me know, because then I'll definitely go. But
of
don't
course.
come in the
we'll
winter
have to meet
time,
up
okay?
and have a coffee or something.
Yes. But don't come in the winter. You've got to come in the summer.
Don't come in the winter.
Please.
Okay.
Unless you're playing in my house in the winter, then that's the only way it's going to happen.
Not coming out of your house at all, are we?
Well, I've noticed that there's quite a few singers lately that are doing house concerts. Have you ever thought of doing something like that?
I actually have. I think that would be a really, really cool idea. I know Blue actually has done that in the past, and it's been something that he's really enjoyed and has been successful with. So I think so. I think maybe in a couple of years' time that's something I might want to sort of look into doing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard of Mikey Wax, but I interviewed him at one time, and he told me about his house concerts that he does, and since then I get emails, saying that he's setting up new ones and that. And that is such an awesome idea. You invite your friends, and of course you have to pay for the house concert, and he doesn't charge that much. It's just a great thing. I mean, how great is it to have somebody that you love in your living room or in your backyard or wherever, doing a personal concert like that.
Be that close to someone that you look up to and admire and love their music, It's
right.
a chance to get really close to something that you love.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad that, the singers and bands these days are thinking outside of the box, because I don't think I'd get Aerosmith in my living room unless I had a really lot of money,
Yeah.
So as far as your music for our listeners, they can find it on iTunes and probably all the other places that you can digitally download it, correct?
Yeah, that's 100% correct. I'm on iTunes and all that good stuff.
Do you have any physical, or will you have any physical, like CDs or anything like that to send out to people if they wanted that.
I definitely will.
Okay, good, because I love getting something like that in the mail. You know, it used to be...
I'll make sure I definitely send you something.
Oh, thank you.
I'm very much looking forward to putting out some new music.
Oh, wonderful. Well, before I let you go, I am going to play It's Okay to Dream One Day and your brand new song, Terrified. Tell us about that song.
Cool.
Tell us something about that song.
Terrified. Well, you know, it's about, like, even if you're worried about things happening in your life, like, you still have to live every single moment as it comes. And for me, the song is about just living life and appreciating what you have. It's Okay to Dream is about following your dreams and just going for it. And One Day is about just, going back to one day. It's about forgiving yourself, as if you didn't love someone as much as you should. Like, sometimes love is not easy, and sometimes you have to let go of things, and that's what One Day is about.
Wow. I just love your music, and I look forward to the brand new music, and I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today, Luke. I really enjoyed speaking with you, and
thank you so
can't
much
wait
for having
to see
me again,
that
Pam.
you have coming up. You're very welcome.
Awesome.
You're very welcome. Keep in touch and be sure to send me any new music so I can play it and help promote it for you, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Have a good night, Luke. Thank you. Bye-bye. And for our listeners, here is One Day by Luke Potter.
I don't want to be anyone but me, but I'm finding the more I try, I move away from myself every day. You don't want to know the lies that I've told, but I've paid for
Such a beautiful song. Now, that song is from his EP, also called One Day, so be sure to pick that up while he's working on new music. Next up is It's Okay to Dream.
It's never been easy. I've always had a lot to learn. In fact, I'm waiting here for my turn so I can change the world. I've always been bigger than what anybody thought of me. I'm not another common courtesy. That's not the way I'm sold. So tuck your shirt and go to college. Come back home with some more knowledge, or at least a part-time job. And I remember every lesson. Ain't it funny? First impressions never got me anywhere. It's okay to dream. It's okay to feel. It's okay to be exactly who you wanna be. Take it from me. Don't take it from reality. It's okay to dream. It's okay to feel. You should be exactly who you wanna be. Take it from me. Don't take it from reality. You gotta make the right move. Do exactly what they tell you to. And if you're lucky, you might make it through another day. And I remember every lesson. Ain't it funny? First impressions never got me anywhere. So I just threw it all away. Turn onto an empty page and let it all unfold. It's okay to dream. It's okay to feel. It's okay to be exactly who you wanna be. Take it from me. Don't take it from reality. It's okay to dream. It's okay to feel. You should be exactly who you wanna be. Take it from me. Don't take it from reality. Take it from me. I've always had intentions, but I don't understand them. Maybe I'm better off. I spent my whole life chasing make-believe imagination. It's okay to dream. It's okay to feel. It's okay to be exactly who you wanna be. Take it from me. Don't take it from reality. It's okay to dream. It's okay to feel. You should be exactly who you wanna be. Take it from me. Don't take it from reality. It's okay to dream. It's okay to feel. It's okay to be exactly who you wanna be. Exactly who you wanna be. Don't take it from reality. It's okay to dream. It's okay to feel. You should be exactly who you wanna be. Take it from me. Don't take it from reality.
And that's such a fun, catchy song. Make sure you look at that video, if I can talk, the video on YouTube of it. It's such a great video. I love seeing all the fans involved with that. And now for his brand new song, Terrified.
I don't know what you've been told, but I'd like to think, even though we're getting old, we can raise a drink, never find a reason why to let the minutes pass us by. Whoa. Life can be a broken vase, but stuck together right. I think you might be amazed. The beauty in your eyes, never find a reason why to let the minutes pass us by. Whoa. Pass us by. I know you're terrified to find a reason why to wake up every day and greet the human race. I know you're terrified
Another awesome song by Luke Potter. He was definitely born to sing, and I'm so very happy he went that route. Now, for our listeners, give Luke a follow on Twitter at Luke Potter Music. Also like his Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Luke Potter Music. And, of course, his website is lukepottermusic.com. And be sure to check out those videos on YouTube because there's a few of them on there that are actually so good. And support your favorite indies, by purchasing their music because, yeah, it's great to get songs for free, when they put them out there. But the reason why they sell their music is because they're doing everything on their own and they don't have any major labels, doling out the cash so they can make new EPs or make new albums or go on tour. This is all something that they have to do by themselves. So they really appreciate when you buy the music, and it shows how much you love them as well. So always support them. And I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I thank Luke for calling in from the UK. I know it's evening for them out there, but at least it's not too late in the night for him to call in. And wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day and the rest of the week. I'll be back on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with another hour of indie music from around the world. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Get connected with Take Two Radio on Facebook or
Oh, okay. It starts and then it stops. How do you like that? That's technology for you. Let's try that one again.
Get connected with Take Two Radio Music on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio Music. Or for email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit TakeTwoRadioMusic.com.